Hey, how's it going? It's your boy Chiefs Rays Bullets here, coming at you with the Chargers-Chiefs recap from Sunday night. Boy, what a game that was, wasn't it? It seems like every single time the Chiefs play the Chargers, it is hell for the Chiefs. The Chargers could play like the 2016 Browns, and the Chiefs can play like the Tom Brady Dynasty Patriots, and it doesn't matter because it's always going to come down to the end between these two. To me, it just seems like the Chargers have been above mediocre this year, not by much, mainly in part due to all the injuries they've had to deal with this year. I think they'd have much better potential if they had a healthy squad, but due to all the injuries, they just have not been a very good team this year. But again, it doesn't matter because when they play the Chiefs, it's always going to be close. It doesn't matter, it's always going to be close. And speaking of injuries, the Chargers in this game received Keenan Allen and Mike Williams back from injury as the Chiefs were without Juju. So the Chiefs are essentially relying on guys like Isaiah Pacheco, rookie Sky Moore, second, third string guys like Jody Fortson, third tight end Noah Gray. So coming into this game, you knew it probably was going to be a challenge for the Chiefs, especially since we already beat the Chargers in Arrowhead this year. The Chiefs start off with the ball. It's 11 plays, 60 yards, 4 minutes. I mean, they're starting off pretty solid, but they have to settle for a field goal. It's 33 yards. Harrison Butker, oh boy, he makes it. Chiefs fans, rejoice. You can now exhale. Harrison Butker has made a field goal. It's a miracle. 33 yards, 3-0 Chiefs. The Chargers waste absolutely no time. 3 plays. It's a 50-yard pass from Herbert to Joshua Palmer right in the end zone, and the Chiefs defense is struggling right out the gate. It's 7-3 Chargers, 5.5 minutes into the game. The Chiefs get the ball back. All right, here we go. 7 plays, 41 yards. Take a deep breath again. It's Harrison Butker with the field goal. He drills it. 52 yards. It just must be something about SoFi Stadium. It seems like Butker is always making hella distance, hella range field goals in SoFi. It's no wind, right? No excuses. You're an NFL kicker. You should make it every single time within 50 yards. That's just the way it should be. It is 7-6 Chargers. Chargers get the ball back, and they'll have to settle for the 46-yard field goal from Dicker the kicker. Chiefs get the ball back, and finally, 7 plays, 75 yards, 3.5-minute drive. It is Travis Kelce. Chargers fans have heard that name one too many times the last couple of years. Travis Kelce, it's a 4-yard pass, and Harrison Butker miraculously makes the extra point. The Chiefs are up for the first time in this game. The Chiefs are now up 13-10. The next 2 drives would result in punts for both the Chiefs and Chargers. Chargers get the ball back, 7-minute drive to run the clock out by a lot, and they end up getting the touchdown. Austin Eckler, it's a 1-yard rush, touchdown. It's 17-13 Chargers. On the following kickoff, Isaiah Pacheco would be back to return the ball, and this is one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever seen as a football fan. And it just amazes me week by week how terrible, consistently fucking brutal the Chiefs' special teams is. There's always somebody fumbling the ball, muffing the punt. There's always somebody fair catching it within 10 yards of the end zone. It's beyond frustrating. What happens here? Well, the kickoff is going out of bounds, right? Which is a penalty, and you get fantastic field positioning. Isaiah Pacheco, if you're an NFL kick returner, just a kick returner in general, if you're a high school, a Pop Warner from crying out loud, kick returner, you're coached, you're taught to catch that ball with 1 foot out of bounds or to let it go out of bounds. Because guess what? It's a penalty on the kicking team, and you will get fantastic field position. Isaiah Pacheco really channels his Antonio Brown with a 0 IQ play here and fucking catches the ball while trying to stay in bounds. He tries to stay in bounds. He catches it, balancing like he's on a fucking tightrope above the Empire State Building. It's, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? So now, instead of getting the penalty, if you would have caught it with 1 foot out of bounds, or just not caught it at all and it land out of bounds, and the Chiefs having great field position, the Chiefs now get it at the goddamn 6-yard line. We get it at the 6-yard line. Great job, Pacheco. Why the fuck has Dave Toub not been fired yet? Special teams coach, Dave Toub, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing for your job? You're getting paid to not teach NFL players things that they should have been taught at the middle school level of football. What are you doing? It amazes me. It amazes me how terrible our special teams is. Between Harrison Butker not knowing whether or not he can make extra points week in and week fucking out. Fucking Sky Moore, McCole Hardman, muffing punts within the 10-yard line. And now Isaiah Pacheco trying to not help his own team out by catching up out-of-bound punts in bounds. There is something wrong with this Chiefs special teams. And Dave Toub's not helping that. He hasn't helped it. It's the same shit every week. Oh yeah, we just gotta teach them a few things and they'll get better. They're still young. I get they're young, but you know, at the same time, these are plays that you're taught in high school, if not Pop Warner in middle school. Like, it's so beyond infuriating to see NFL players, rookie or not, make mistakes like this. Things that are just common knowledge to guys like me and you who's watching this, who just sit on our asses every Sunday and watch the goddamn game for a living. Anyways, one and only time I'm gonna let this slide. You do that shit again and I'm gonna fucking be mad. But Dave Toub is terrible. He needs to be fired. He needed to be fired 3 years ago. I don't know why he's still on this team. The Hunt family, fantastic people, fantastic owners. But your loyalty is just a little too strong sometimes. It took you way too long to fire Bob Sutton, and it's taken you way too long to fire Dave Toub. He's got to be next. The Chiefs, with that Isaiah Pacheco out-of-bounds punt catch inbounds, would go 3 and out. So Isaiah Pacheco sets his team up for failure. And then the Chargers would get the ball back, go downfield, and get a field goal. And that left the Chiefs with just 14 seconds, which would result in nothing. So we go into halftime, 20-13. Chargers. Now, second half begins. The Chargers go 5 and out, and the Chiefs get the ball back. Well, guess what? Stop me if you heard this before. They settle for a field goal. It's their third field goal of the game at this point, meaning that the Chiefs are struggling to find the end zone. It's a 30-yard field goal, so the Chiefs are in the red zone at this point, and they couldn't get it in. The Chargers get the ball back, and the defense prevails because they hold them to a 3 and out. It was a little bit surprising the Chargers didn't go more aggressive on this play, considering it was a 4th and 1. And most teams on 4th and 1 play aggressive like that because they know it's going to take a lot to beat Mahomes and the Chiefs. But they didn't do it here. They punted on 4th and 1, and the Chiefs would turn that opportunity into a touchdown to end the third quarter. It's actually the first play of the fourth quarter. It's a short pass from Mahomes to Kelsey. 32 yards. Clutch play from Kelsey, and the Chiefs now retake the lead. It's 23-20. The Chargers get the ball back, and on the 8th play, what happens? He throws to Keenan Allen for 11 yards. It's a first down, and Nick Bolton forces the fumble on it, recovered by Frank Clark, and it's Chiefs football. This is the turning point. This is what the Chiefs needed to go and take a 2-possession lead and put the game away for good. What would they do? They would just turn around and fumble it right back to him. That's what would happen. The Chiefs, on the 6th play of this drive, Patrick Mahomes, flustered, has nowhere to go, dumps it off for 3 yards for Jerick McKinnon, and Jerick McKinnon, just loosely holding the ball, gets it punched out from behind him. I'm not going to lie, it was a pretty good punch by Reeder, the guy who forced the fumble, but even then, dude, not good enough with protecting the ball, McKinnon, and he just gives it right back to him, and the Chargers turn that into a touchdown. So the Chiefs had a prime opportunity to put the game away, go up 2 possessions late in the 4th. They didn't do it, and now you gotta pay. The Chargers, with 1:46 left to go in the game, score a touchdown to retake the lead. It's Herbert to Palmer. Extra point is good. It's 27-23. So the Chiefs need a touchdown. With the small amount of time of 1:46 remaining, actually, that's way too much time for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. That is way too much time. The Chiefs have been able to go downfield and make things happen with, now we say 13 seconds a lot. They did it in 12 seconds against the Bills earlier this season. They were able to go down and get a field goal to tie the game going into the half. So the Chiefs know how to clutch up with 12 seconds. You're giving them 1:46. That's an eternity for this team. So yeah, in 1:15, they were able to get the touchdown. And guess what? It is Travis Kelce, the Dagger. The 3rd touchdown from Kelsey today. Kelsey, he's got to have the new nickname. The Charger Killer is what Kelsey has been the last couple of years of his career. You talk about SoFi Stadium last year, overtime. The Dagger, oh my God. This guy, the Chargers can't stop him, and it's a beautiful thing. Kelsey just owns the Chargers. It's very entertaining to watch. 3 touchdowns on the day, including the game winner. The 17-yard, 31 seconds left in the 4th. He stuns the Chargers yet again. The Chargers get the ball back, and they would have 31 seconds, which still feels like a lot of time. But the D-line would come in clutch as Chris Jones on the first play would sack Justin Herbert for a 5-yard loss. making it a 2nd and 15. And on 2nd and 15, Herbert throws deep, and it's bounced off a couple of Chiefs players, should have been intercepted, until, oh wait, Nick Bolton's focus is pristine as fuck, because it bobbles off a couple of guys, stays in the air. Nick Bolton goes and tracks that down and catches it for the interception to seal the game. He shouldn't have even had to get involved. It should have been just picked off to begin with, but our guys don't really know how to catch a football on defense, do they? They're always bobbling interceptions, these guys. But Bolton comes in clutch. Have yourself a game, Bolton. Have yourself a game, Travis Kelce. This has been insane. The Chiefs sweep the Chargers for the first time in 3 years. 2019 was the last season that the Chiefs could do so. The Chargers, they're a tough squad. It doesn't matter how bad of a year they're having. The Chiefs are always going to struggle against them. It's just the way it is. But they get the sweep on them. Let's just pray we don't have to play them in the playoffs. I would not want that at all. That would be scary. Kelce now breaks the NFL record for the most 100-plus yard receiving games for tight ends in NFL history. So another milestone broken for Kelce. He could retire today and he'd have a face in Canton. It's just, he's sealed a Hall of Fame career already. He is the greatest tight end that this league, this sport has ever seen. It's just really hard to deny that at this point in time, to see what he's been doing consistently for his whole career. Now, this is a stat that's going to amaze you. Is Patrick Mahomes, we talk about him a lot because he's amazing. Patrick Mahomes is now 14-0. 14-0 in his career in divisional games played on the road. So, in other words, Mahomes has never lost against the Chargers, Raiders, or Broncos on the road, which is a lot of stadiums if you think about it, right? Mile High in Denver, never lost there. You have StubHub Center while SoFi was being built in LA, and then you have SoFi, and then you have Oakland, the Oakland Coliseum. He's won there a couple of times. And then you have Allegiant. So that's 5 stadiums Mahomes has had to play in for division games. He's never lost any of them. 14-0. That's remarkable. Now let's just get into the injuries a little bit. So for this game, Clyde Edwards-Helaire went out with an injury. Now, you never like to see injuries happen to guys, but I do think that this benefits the Chiefs pretty heavily, having CEH on the injured reserve, because I'm just going to flat out say it, he's a bust. A waste of a first-round draft pick. He's a bust, and he's probably going to be cut or traded or something after this season. And rightfully so. I hope he is, because I'm done with him. He hasn't proven himself as a worthy NFL running back. He just hasn't. Pretty below average, and I think him being out really helps the Chiefs, because Isaiah Pacheco had a really good game today, minus the 0 IQ kickoff return play. And he's been having good games. When he runs with anger. He is determined. You could just watch it when he runs. He's determined to fight for every extra yard he can. Clyde just doesn't do that. Clyde isn't capable of doing that. I think Pacheco is better than Clyde. I don't know why Pacheco hasn't been our number one all year. I also think McKinnon is slightly better than CEH. I don't think he's a lot better, but I think he's slightly better. There's a reason that CEH coming into this game was a third string running back. It's just the way it should be. Juan Thornhill went out with an injury, and also the new guy acquired from the Giants, Tony, went out with an injury, which is very, very disappointing to see, because that's like the one thing you trade for him. He's injury prone. Hasn't played really with the Giants at all this year because of his injuries. But now he's like for real injured, and that's just discouraging, because we need him come playoff time. We need him to step up in these games, and you just hope that he comes back quick along with Juan Thornhill. Now, the Chiefs have a 3-game lead in the division, plus the tiebreaker in the division, meaning it's basically going to take a shooting star miracle for the Chiefs to not win the AFC West this year. They've pretty much all but sealed it at this point, and it's not even Thanksgiving. The AFC West this offseason went and spent how much money to try and fight the Chiefs? Well, the race is all but over, and it's not even Thanksgiving. Beautiful thing to see. The Raiders just beat the Broncos as well, which is another great thing for Chiefs fans, because now instead of one having 4 wins and the other having 2, now they're both effectively at 3. Yeah, there's no way that the Broncos or Raiders catch up at this point. They're done. It's just all about the Chargers now, but even if they win out, they could tie the Chiefs record by the end of the season. They'd still lose the division because, well, we had the better head-to-head record, 2-0. It was a sweep. So it's not even Thanksgiving. All the talk in the offseason about the AFC West, how the Chiefs are going to be the worst one in it this year, and oh my God, Russell Wilson this, Tyreek Hill that. Devontae Adams this and AC Jackson that. It's just everybody's trying to combat the Chiefs and they can't do it. Happy Thanksgiving indeed. I will catch you when the next one gets here. We play the other LA team this Sunday, the LA Rams. This one at Arrowhead. The Rams have been one of the worst reigning champions I've ever seen. They've had a brutal season. Are you kidding me? 3-7 through 11 weeks. That's pretty pathetic for somebody who just won the Super Bowl. I'll catch you then. Peace out.